welcome to the Sunday edition. I am your host for today. I am Trezene, and I am here with two people. One you may have seen before, but we definitely have a fresh face in the house.
Thank you.
Okay.
I do an apricot scrub, so it is.
It's a fresh face.
It's a fresh face today. Thank you for noticing.
Yeah, your brown skin is glimmering.
It's glowing. It's
luminous.
It's luminous.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, the luminous one today is the Revolution. And we're joined for the first time in her debut appearance here at FCN, Miss Heather H. Dub. She is here. Say hello to everybody.
Hi, everybody. I'm glad to be here. That's it.
That's
for
all
right
you
now.
have to say?
Yeah, that's it. Oh, I gotta warm up.
You gotta warm up.
Yeah.
Warm it up, Chris.
I'm about to.
Warm it up, Chris.
That's what I was born to do.
All right.
I'm nervous for today's show here. These two.
Me too.
All right, so we have a great topic for today. If you haven't been watching the news at all, you'll know that this past week has been full of news about sexual harassment, sexual predators, sexual assault. Lots of stuff in the press, particularly motivated by Harvey Weinstein, the Hollywood studio executive, who was exposed by both the New York Times and the New Yorker in two expose pieces that really went in on him and his conduct over the last few decades. So,
yeah, it feels about 30 good years.
About 30 good years.
30 good ones.
A long, good history. That's a long run.
Yeah. Since we've been alive, he's been creeping and perving
And twiddling.
and diddling.
Repeatedly.
Like, without any care, concern, go ahead.
No, I think we should roll right into that because I definitely want to start here with Weinstein because, like I said, that's what popped off at the top of the week is Weinstein. With Yet again. And so I believe both investigations from both papers, which I'm sure was a combined effort of somewhere, were 10-month or 13-month long investigations before they published. That is a significant investment in time from all the journalists and even to get the green light from, their actual papers, right? To spend that kind of time and resources and money on that long. So I want to start there with Weinstein. What were you guys' thoughts I know you spoke about it on FCN Prime News on Monday.
Yes.
So you want to kind of just give a little rehash of what you talked about with Weinstein on that day and then definitely want to hear from you what you thought when you learned about what they published in the paper.
Well, I don't know if I want to rehash it. They can obviously go back on there and look, but I think that the big thing that it's just the size and scope of his activities and his violation of these women's rights and their mental health, their just everything, destroying these women's lives has been, I can't even say startling. Startling is somebody walking into your bedroom when you walk out the shower. This is horrific. This is, you couldn't script something like this. You couldn't pin this in the best novel by one of the great American storytellers. This is horror storytelling at its finest. And I think the big thing for me is that how many people now have come out. And we're talking A-listers. We're not talking.
Yes.
We're not talking people that may be trying to stay relevant and to kind of jump on the bandwagon. Which, let me say this. Please don't come for me, but I just want to put this out here that I felt some of those people for Bill Cosby were D-listers. Some people were coming out like you hadn't heard from them. You didn't know if they were alive or dead until this. And I'm not victim blaming them. I'm not saying that their voice wasn't valid, but I'm saying these women. We're talking Angelina Jolie's. We're talking Gwyneth Paltrow's. We're talking Rose McGowan. I wouldn't say she's an A-lister, but she's a name.
Right.
Patricia Arquette. Patricia Arquette. Yes. And she's Hollywood royalty, for God's sake. So let's talk about that. That he had the audacity to violate someone of Hollywood royalty, but let's talk about that, though, really quickly, because that might play into what I've been thinking lately.
Okay.
Is, the game, Patricia. Your father, your brothers, you don't know how this works.
Right.
You grew up in this, so seemingly believing that that she was into the lifestyle and on the take of Hollywood behavior. And he was mistaken. And it's just really sad how many women that I'm reading coming out and telling their stories. It's heartbreaking. At the absolute least, it's heartbreaking for me.
Okay, what did you think, Heather?
I was disgusted but not shocked at the
Why
same
not?
time. I don't know. I just feel like this is something that I think everyone knows happens. Maybe not on this scope or scale, but we've all heard the stories about back in the olden days. Men and women both had to put out or get out of Hollywood. There have been rumors for years about James Dean having to perform sex acts on gentlemen in order to get film roles.
Wow.
I mean, this is not new. This is something that happens all the time. This doesn't just happen in Hollywood. This is everywhere.
Then why the outrage when this is published in the paper? Because I can tend to agree with you that, this isn't new, and this article gets published and then people are, oh my God, and we have to do something, you've got to go. If it's been around for so long, why all of a sudden the public outrage and now there's a call to action to act?
I said it up top. They're A-listers.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I think we have always held celebrities to a high standard. It's anybody who is famous or in the public eye, we put them on some kind of pedestal, and they can't act like that. They're not supposed to do that. And then we're really shocked when they make a mistake and do something human. I'm not saying any of this is just a mistake. This is disgusting.
Yeah,
but
that's inhuman.
This is exactly.
This is Morlocks. This is troglodytes. This is what's those chuds? He's a chud. Harvey Weinstein is a chud.
I don't know that.
I don't
reference.
know what
You guys
that
don't know
word
what
is.
chud is?
Like, can we have a producer look up chud and?
Well, but it's an actual thing though. Look it up. Somebody's gonna.
Yeah, somebody look it up and let us know.
CHU. I don't know if it's 2 D's or not, but it's CHUD for certain.
Okay.
He's a chud.
Okay. I want to go with his A-lister distinction that he has made because, as we know, Weinstein has been ousted by BAFTA, expelled by BAFTA, which is the British Academy.
Yes.
And then
Television film.
and then after that, recently was then expelled by the Academy. So, and it was an unprecedented move by them that had not been done in 90-something years of actually saying, hey, we need to actually expel you from our group for your conduct. We know that there are members of the Academy who have gotten caught up in some type of sexual scandal involving, harassment, sexual assault, rape, child abuse, child sexual abuse. A few I can name: Roman Polanski. He had a sex crime with a 13-year-old girl.
And he keeps getting accused. Like, people are coming out about him more recently too. I think there were just 2 in the last month.
Oh my goodness.
They were like 15 and 16, something like that.
We've got Bill Cosby,
Yep.
which you've named and made the distinction on
Mm-hmm.
who. Stephen Collins, who the Seventh Heaven, the father in Seventh Heaven.
Oh yeah,
That perv.
but wasn't he related to her? That was his sister, right?
I don't know, but I know a few more teenage girls. There was several teenage girls.
But
That's creepy.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe the initiation of it was someone of relation to him, like close relation. I don't know. Maybe someone out there
can Google it real fast and let
or
us know.
Say something in the comments. We'll hear about it hopefully. And then who else did you have?
Those were all members, and is Woody Allen a member?
Okay. Can I say something about Woody Allen? No,
Yes.
no. I want to say something about the Woody Allen thing, right?
Yeah.
So here's the comment that I want to make to run parallel to these, right?
Okay.
Notice Woody Allen is able to work. Woody Allen is able to walk around the Upper West Side. Woody Allen is able to go to Knicks games.
Yes.
Because what he perpetrated didn't step on Hollywood's toes. Okay. He took Mia Farrow, who was in Roman Polanski's Rosemary's Baby, and they had a child they adopted.
Yes.
He groomed her. Like, let's talk about the actual language that you use when you are one of these people who are looking to get children and looking to get young people and to turn them, into a victim.
Right.
He groomed her for years. Like, you're living with her under the guise of a parental role and a parental figure.
Yes.
And why hasn't he been brought up on anything tougher than a wag of the finger? And yet Harvey, here he is, and he's getting dragged. He's done. But it's because she was a third world orphan child. Nobody cares about her. Nobody's going to speak up for her. And these women are powerful women. These women are millionaires. These women are public figures, and they can speak up. And because they're speaking out and speaking up, that someone's going to do something about this now. Because, let's be honest, there's still money to be made on those women.
There's still money to be made.
There's still, Harvey still has a brother who's going to run the business, right? Because they were they left Miramax. Disney took Miramax, and they started their own company,
right?
And so it's their second company, because Miramax is actually named after their parents, their father and their mother, Miriam and Max. And so then they had to lose that, and they went on over and started the Weinstein Company. So it's not like that they haven't done this before, and he's still going to obtain royalties. He's still going to get points on all the films that he's produced.
That's right.
Like, nothing is happening to his wealth.
Right.
Nothing is going to happen to his fortune. Nothing is going to happen to his, nothing.
Right.
But it's a call to action. And I wanted to say something else, but I'll say that later. But it's because these women are names.
And I'm glad that you mentioned that, because I read the New York Times published another article about him being ousted from the Academy, and said that an unidentified source, or anonymous source, said there was absolutely no heated discussion when they decided to expel him. They said it was an overwhelmingly number of people who voted for yes, expel him, well beyond the 2/3 needed to actually oust him, and there was no heated discussion.
So that makes me wonder, they all knew.
Yeah.
They all knew.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
It was just
about time. It's a matter of time.
It's in the headlines. We're done.
We're done.
He's out.
All right. Well, you got to go, Harvey. And here's the thing, right? Look at some of his supporters, or I don't even know if you want to call them supporters, but people is like, Woody said, I hope this doesn't turn into a witch hunt. I bet you don't want this to turn into a witch hunt. Actually, I don't want anyone with tiki torches coming down and knocking on my Fifth Avenue apartment door and asking for her papers. And gosh, God forbid I'm eating bagels and lox, and all of a sudden, was that racist? Can I do that? Is that something I can continue doing?
As you were.
As I were. And possibly choke on my matzo ball soup.
Oh my God. Yes.
That may have been the line.
But I'm Jewish. I am.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Let's talk about witch hunt.
Okay.
There has been some talk. Woody Allen is one. The members of the Academy have talked about this becoming a witch hunt. The slippery slope of, we do this to Harvey Weinstein. Will we have to do the same to everyone else? Right? In the news just this week, we had Jason Momoa, who played Khal Drogo on Game of Thrones, whose 2011 video actually resurfaced where he's making a horrible rape joke. Like, it's wholly unnecessary. Where someone asked him, what's your favorite part about playing your role on Game of Thrones? He said, I get to rape beautiful women. Like, wait, what? Like,
why is that even a joke?
why is that even like
you could have phrased it like, listen, there was one initial scene where you took her, where it wasn't Khaleesi,
right,
where she wasn't willing, right? After that, she fell for you and she wanted to learn how to please you, and so you could have very easily have just said, oh, I get to make love to some of the most beautiful women, and then you could let the internet be like, well, make love, oh, that's what they call it. You let them do it, but you offer it up on a platter.
Twitter would have just golf clapped back to him about that.
Yes.
Instead of totally dragging him.
Yeah, but that was a light drag.
It was a very light drag.
That's because he's handsome.
Oh, absolutely.
That's right. And it's kind of contradictory when it's on a show like Game of Thrones, which has a whole bunch of rapiness.
It ain't nothing but rape.
Yeah.
You have, I mean, like, violence upon on many sides. They're
Boys will be boys.
it's just dungeon talk.
It's just how things are.
It's just how things were back then.
Yeah.
You know, let's make Westeros great again.
Okay.
So we did have that, right? in the news. Let's see what else we had in the news. Oh, Mark Selly. He played Puck in Glee.
Yeah.
A while ago, he was indicted on charges for possessing child porn. This week, it came out that he took a plea deal. He pled guilty on 2 counts of child pornography. They said he had 50,000 images on his computer and a thumb drive. And so he's going to federal prison for 4 to 7 years. I believe that was the minimum. The maximum was 20. But whatever deal he took, it got him 4 to 7 in prison. Federal
so
prison.
He's gonna have to do day for a day in federal. He's gonna have to do all this time. He's gonna have to do it. So if it's 7 years, he's gotta do 7 years, man.
What also kind of stunk about that is that a few of his ex-girlfriends were interviewed and said that they were not surprised. Yeah, I know, right? We're not surprised. Of course they were shocked a little, like, what? But then we're like, not surprised. I was kind of taken aback by that. And what is it about the person that you dated where you hear this and go, oh, I'm not surprised.
That's gross.
That's gross.
Yeah, but let's see. Let us really stop with the naivety here, okay?
Mm-hmm.
This goes into the Harvey Weinstein thing, and this is by no means, and please, women, I am not here. This is not victim blaming, but what I am going to do is to show a pyramid of predatorial behavior,
okay,
and a pyramid of victims, and how one is lured into this world. Okay. So here you have a guy that was a television star on a white hot television series.
White hot.
Glee. And
White
Puck was very popular.
Yes,
he was the bad boy.
He was
Olive skin, guinea voice. That was racist. And here he is. You think that he couldn't walk off that set and get anybody that he wants?
Oh, he did.
Right?
Yeah, he did.
So here's the thing. You go up to Jane Blow over here, who's a no-name. She's fresh off the bus from Idaho. She wants to come to Hollywood. She wants to be seen with stars. She wants to maybe even be somebody herself. And she's dating this guy, right? Who's getting you into parties. Who's maybe even getting you auditions. Who, you know what I mean? Who's putting you on the scene.
Yep.
You are going to shut up. Because if you speak up and speak out about something that you know is wrong, period blank, you're going to lose out on those parties, on those A-list parties. You're going to lose out on those auditions and all those opportunities.
That's right.
And it's the same, it's just on a different level of the pyramid, the bottom of the pyramid here, what happens to an actual actress who is now dealing with execs. And they're like, well, they don't even have to say it. Well, you're getting ready to leave? Okay, well, hey, have a good time. I'll see you when I see you. There's a thinly veiled threat there. And, I don't want to hijack this, but I've talked to you about this.
Right, that's right.
I'm a little moved right now, and I don't want to get emotional, but people have always asked me, why didn't you stay in L.A. longer? Why did you leave L.A.? And I really want to tell people this right now. I read Terry Cruz's tweet, right? And he said he was with his wife.
Yes.
And he was groped in public at a party.
By a high-level executive.
He didn't want to say his name. And there were 3 real times where I was suggested to do this. They didn't outwardly say something sexual, but it was like, hey, you should come out and hang out with us. And those us's I knew ran in a certain circle. And, you know, after audition, and it's never in a public place. It's always in someone's home. It legitimately is like these women are saying in these hotels. It's like, hey, come hang out with us. We're in this hotel after this. You should come hang out with us. And I was approached 3 different times for 3 different roles, 2 of which were very upfront. And it was something that I had to make a real decision about in my life, because I have a moral compass, and I chose not to play myself for a moment in time. You know, I didn't feel like I could go back home and look at my family and know that I sold myself out just to make it, just to say that, you know, oh, look, I was in this film. And it was a film. It was a film that could have broke me, could have really put me out there, you know, because I think that the part that it was for would have been really, really nice little part for me, and I could have really showcased myself, but I just wasn't willing to play that game with them. And when you're not, it's over with. It's over with, and it's real. It's, you know, I wish I could say more, but I'm not, because I'm going to be very honest with you. And I want to say this: I am still afraid to really say something, because anything that I do here or somewhere else in Atlanta, you know, if I'm doing improv, if I'm doing anything, like, these people are still involved. And, you know, when you're not getting called, I haven't done anything on national television in, you know, about 3 years now, you know, because you tell people no, you know, and I'm not telling you everyone that's made it has said yes. Right. But there is an overwhelming number of people that do this, and yeah, I don't want to keep going. But
one of the things that Terry Crews, after he told his tale of what he experienced, said, you know, I know why women don't say anything, because I know why they let it go. Because first of all, who's going to believe you, right? And he's like, 2, do you want to work again? Like, do you know that if you say no, or you cause any ruckus or say something, you're going to be shown the door.
Oh yeah.
And you're going to be labeled a troublemaker.
Oh, immediately.
Yeah.
You're saying shown the door. You won't be let back through the door. You're already walked out. The door is, it's like Hogwarts. It's like going to platform 9.5. You try to run through the brick wall because you know that, oh, it's a secret entranceway into this brick wall. And guess what? Dobby has closed. It's always this little funny looking little house elf. I'm serious, man. That's the gatekeeper that has the power to close this magical portal for you to get to this you know, land, you know. So I don't know.
We're going to go to commercial, but when we come back, we're going to talk about, has Weinstein's fall down, his loss of his positions and being ousted, will it make it easier for others to come forward in the future? So, and really just breaking down that wall of silence and complicity. I definitely want to talk about that when we get back. But we're going to go to commercial first.
Evil Corp, we are F Society. Over the years, we've been watching you. Your financial abuse of the poor, your corruption of governments, your cover-ups of the murder of innocent ordinary citizens, all for the sake of profit. This is why we at F Society have decided you must die. We are malicious and hostile. We do not compromise. We are relentless. We will not stop until every tentacle of your evil monstrosity is sliced off at the nerve. Consider yourself warned.
Welcome back, everyone. I am Trezene. You are watching the Sunday edition. I am joined with the Revolution.
I just want to tweet this really quick.
Oh,
to let everybody know.
my God.
But it's about you. It's about the show.
Okay, well,
It's
I
about the
appreciate
show.
that.
It's about the show. Okay.
He only had like 2 whole minutes during the break. And this is Heather. She's joined with us today as well. We just finished kind of wrapping up a really good discussion about Harvey Weinstein and him being ousted from the Academy, and kind of really talking about how people have responded to that. We've heard from the Revolution about his experiences in Hollywood. And so I definitely wanted to come back to, since this has happened to a high level person in Hollywood, like a leader in Hollywood, someone who had an incredible amount of power in this industry, does it make it easier for men and women to come out and speak on how they have been sexually assaulted or harassed in Hollywood and even outside of Hollywood, who feel more comfortable that something could be done if they spoke out?
I think people are probably more apt to speak about it, but only in more of oh yeah, you know, this is broad, it happens everywhere. I don't know that anything will be done with people speaking out until something, like, we see action.
Okay.
Well, I disagree. I think we're seeing action.
Okay.
And I think that we're going to see a lot more. And I want to say why.
Why?
Because this is happening to white women.
Okay.
This is happening
Why
to
does
white
that matter?
Oh, it matters. Oh, it matters. Listen, if this were, first of all, black women are marginalized regardless, right?
Regardless.
Right? If a black actress, if this started because of a black actress, I'm not saying it would have been buried, but it would not have gotten to the level that it is now.
So you're talking more than just being A-list celebrities. It's A-list white female celebrities.
Absolute. Like, who's come forward? Okay, again, let's stop beating around the bush and let's stop being naive here, okay?
Okay.
Like, legitimately here, okay? This is, you know, this has nothing to do with me being prejudiced or anything like that. But let's look at it. These are attractive white women.
That is true. I have noticed that these are attractive white women.
White women, right? And we'll get to, do you have something about
I do.
About Blossom?
About Blossom.
I always butcher her real name.
Yeah, I don't know it.
Mayim Bialik.
Mayim
Of
Bialik?
course you know
Of
that.
course you know.
Okay, all right. This is why you're here on today's show.
Full of blinds out. No, but legit. I want to say that this is attractive white women who was being taken advantage of by a fugly
Yes.
white man. Like let's be very clear here, okay? And when Brad Pitt had gotten away of Gwyneth Paltrow, and he in like '96.
Yes.
Like, don't you ever do that again? Like
he advocated for her.
He confronted him on that.
That's right.
And yet and still they ended up working together. They you know, like, hey Brad, I'm sorry. You know, two white men hashed that out. Okay? On behalf of a white woman. And I'm not getting here to sound like no hotep or nothing anybody else is going to try to subscribe to me. But if this were a black woman, it would be marginalized and it would be all but swept underneath the rug. And I'm going to tell you something, man. White women, the pecking order is white men, white woman, gay white man,
Yeah. Okay.
gay white woman,
Okay.
space bar, and whoever the hell else y'all want to stack you brown people up on this list. Y'all go ahead and have a kumite to get to 5th place.
It's like spacebar page break, like
and have at it. You know, but legit though, I think that like nobody wants to say it. Nobody, and I'm not minimizing. Like, please don't nobody think that I'm saying, because they white. That's not what I'm saying. But all of this outrage is because of whiteness.
Okay.
These are the same people, though. These are the same people who don't want to listen to us when we talk about our outrage and our social issues. You know, like they are literally. Let me say this. They are literally going after an authoritarian figure.
That's right.
Who has taken advantage of a minority. I'm going to say this with no proof. There is no evidence.
There's no, just testimony.
This is someone's word. And so I want to say this, that a white woman's word is worth more than a body cam, than a Facebook Live video, that like you.
Yes.
It's worth. What does that tell you?
It tells us a lot. It tells us a lot.
That is my point. That is my point. Because it is happening to white women. Because it is happening to daughters and nieces, and trust and believe that Patricia Arquette, listen, because she's royalty, she's been taken care of for a while. She just came out and said, hey, this dude asked me for a massage and it was gross. Like, he didn't actually do anything to her. But there are women who he forced oral sex on. Yes. And he performed oral sex on them. Yes. And, you know, like, I heard the recording of the, I believe it was a Latina in New York. Yes. And she was like, I feel uncomfortable. No, don't do it. Don't do anything. Look, I'm going to, just don't leave. Just don't. You know, like, it was horrible. But, this is white women. That's right. And it's a call to arms. It's we got to go in here with all these tiki torches, and it's time to oust this guy. And let's say this: he identifies as Jewish. So you work towards whiteness. You're not really white.
You're off white.
You're off white. You're alabaster.
Ecru or something.
You're not one of us really. We've let you. You know, for the census to give us numbers, like we're getting ready to do with all the light-skinned Latinos, like you guys are getting ready to be white soon. Hey, that's...
Oh, boy.
Y'all finna be white soon.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. You know, I'm glad that you mentioned that, because recently another studio exec has been suspended. His name is Roy Price. He's over Amazon's studios. So he's been in charge of getting Amazon into that movie television realm. So apparently he sexually harassed a Hollywood producer. And I kind of was shocked going, oh, Amazon? Like, y'all suspended him? Like, but then I looked to see who that producer was, and she is a very beautiful white woman who produced The Man in the High Castle. which sounds A-list to me. It sounds pretty high up, and
she's a high up exec.
She's a high up exec.
Yeah, the show has been nominated, so it's a profile show. Mm-hmm. She's a profile producer, and yep, I've already said my piece on it.
Yeah, you said your piece on that, and it kind of makes me sad a little bit that it would take someone gorgeous. Who is royalty or is of A-list and would have to be a white woman to take down something of this nature. It isn't just women who are affected by sexual predators. It is not. It is children. Yes. Children in Hollywood, children in just regular life. We all remember the Catholic priest scandal of children being taken advantage of. Boys.
Did you say remember? You mean it's not ongoing?
Yes. Thank you for calling me out on that. Thank you for calling me out on that.
Because it still happens.
And I should say, boys being molested by Catholic priests.
Absolutely.
Boys being molested and raped and assaulted in Hollywood.
In group homes, that they are forcing black and brown children into. It's like the prison system. To get dollar amounts for these juvenile facilities, and anyone that does anything, you got to go to juvenile, you got to go to group home, and they are being taken advantage of in these facilities across this country. And the thing that really bothers me when we talk about this level is that, and I'm not hijacking this. I'm not saying. The women get, taken advantage of. But I want us to be, if we want to be inclusive, if we want equality, then we have to understand that men are taken advantage of and raped.
Yes.
Just like women are. Go ahead.
Male rape is spoken of even less than female rape.
Absolutely.
Like men don't come forward about this.
Absolutely.
No. Who's going to believe a man?
Who's going to believe it?
Yeah, I'm not going to say anything, but it affects me personally, and it affected my family on two different levels with a couple different people in my family. So it's a very serious occurrence that happens, and it's not even believing for us, Heather. It moves into the category of they don't care.
Yeah.
They don't care what happens to us. If a 15-year-old white girl went to the police and said that her stepbrother was in the home molesting her, believe you me, everybody in that house would be investigated.
Everybody.
Charges would be filed.
Yeah.
It's like we had a national event looking for a white girl who wore lipstick and cowboy boots, and she was in the house the whole time, and the parents, ain't nobody do time for John Bonet, ain't nobody, but like, I'm just telling you how easy it is for when it's white. It changes everything. And so, like, I believe Corey Feldman, I have been a proponent and listening to Corey and believing everything that Corey Feldman said. And he really spoke out about his best friend, Corey Haim. And he told this one awful story that he literally walked into a high-level producer sodomizing Corey.
Yes, his friend.
He
saw it happen.
He literally saw it happen. And I read Todd Bridges' autobiography, and that was, it was horrible. How many people took advantage of this little, attractive black kid, and again, you black,
right?
Nobody cares about you,
right?
Nobody, not the authorities, not the studio, not the network. Nobody's gonna care. You should just be
grateful that you're even in this industry.
Here.
You should what?
You'll be okay. It's just a little touchy,
right? Like you getting a check.
It happens all the time.
It happens all the time. Like we did it to her and him, and then look at all of those kids that end up using drugs, and what River Phoenix, what's her name that was on Different Strokes, Dana Plato.
Yeah.
Oh, cha-ching! No, with Dana Plato and actor after actor after actor that were self-medicating because these types of horrific things were happening to them, and they were afraid to say something because they were. It's like going to Vegas. You're clutching that last dollar and you're hoping that this one is the one. Yeah. This one is the one that's going to pay out and pay for your mortgage and get your kids a college education. This is the one. And so I was there, like waiting for that phone call. Oh, this is the role. Oh, this is so you can't say anything because your next meal depends on it.
Right. I want to go to Blossom. Her real name is
Mayim Bialik.
Yes, she wrote an op-ed.
Okay. What is that?
It is an opinion editorial commentary. It's just all opinion. Of course he knows, but I figured you asked the question so that those who might be watching who wouldn't know. But okay. Anywho, so she wrote this piece in reaction to what is happening with Weinstein and the women coming forward. For those who don't know, she definitely is an advocate for feminism. That is pretty much the badge that she wears. She wasn't really active in acting a lot after Blossom. She went and got her PhD, I believe. In,
9 years. She took a 9-year hiatus.
Yeah, she went and studied in
PhD.
Yeah, got her PhD in university in neuroscience.
Yeah, she's very smart.
She's very smart. And she wrote this piece to discuss the Weinstein issue. In short, it basically talked about her experiences in Hollywood and how she never was put in a position to have to deal with the Weinstein type of people or get Harvey'd or whatever they're saying on social media. I know, right?
Did you just make that up, or is that
no,
a
I've
new
seen
phrase?
that, getting
Harvey'd.
Oh my gosh. I know that's bad, but
that's
that's
terrible.
terrible.
I've
terrible.
seen that.
That sounds like something we would
and
say.
private, but I'm not saying
Not
that
on
now.
air.
I'm just repeating what's on social media. It wasn't me. Don't kill the messenger. And she said, I don't have the stereotypical look, status quo of beauty. I have the weird facial shape. I have the big nose. I don't diet to be skinny. I don't take time I don't rely on my beauty and flirting with men and being friendly to get parts and opportunities. And therefore, I have never experienced this. And so a lot of women came for her on social media when she posted. They needed to. Why did they need to, Heather?
First of all, her experience is not everyone else's.
Mm-hmm.
And also, it's not about how you look. This is not about how you look. This is about power and the person committing the act.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter who it is. If it wasn't you, it's going to be the next person that walks in the door.
Yep.
It's about power and control.
Mm-hmm.
And unattractive people can be taken advantage of also.
Yes. They're probably some of the first people that you take advantage of. Like, hey, don't I treat you nice?
They're easy. They're easy marks.
They're easy marks, man. Didn't I take you to dinner? Again, grooming. You're grooming this person. You're bolstering their self-esteem. Like, listen. But here's something that she said that I wish she had stuck there instead of using her looks and because then you start questioning what feminism is.
Yes.
You start questioning what is feminism.
Yes.
So are you a feminist because you were told that you were unattractive, so you have to be the brain and not, you have to rely on your intelligence and not your looks? So then are you saying that the women who are classically or mainstream attractive, they're not feminists because they're attractive? Like, you're saying a whole lot. You're implying
a whole lot.
But the thing that I want to say is that I think a lot of people miss in her op-ed is when she mentioned her parents. She mentioned her mom and how strict that they wouldn't allow. So the implication there is that someone was with her. No one allowed her to just go out after hours. I'm sure she had a very controlling stage mom, and she even said that they didn't even really like her in this industry.
No, they did not. They did not.
So you think they left that daughter to chance?
They're a very strict Jewish family anyway.
Yes.
So that, again, her experience is not going to be like everyone else's.
Right. And very strict Jewish. Harvey Weinstein. How many people? Like the stereotype here. See?
Oh boy.
See what I mean here?
Yeah.
See what I mean here?
Yes.
So if we're gonna go off of who runs Hollywood and who is like, no, you're gonna leave little me alone. Roshan, leave her alone. My little Poonam. She's a good one. Forget about it. Like I'm just saying. Like, I mean, if we're gonna Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. If I am in power, like look, man, let's stop playing games. If we were in control, I'm telling you right now, we would take advantage of people that look like, if y'all were the minority, and I see some little black kids like, oh, no. Be cool. Yeah, we finna pick on her. We finna bully you around. We're gonna, come on, man. Like, let's stop it. Let's stop playing games with the pretense here.
Right.
Like, let's let it go, okay? You were in power, so you're going to, whomever, if it's a group of men, you know, I've seen it, and I've been around white men, and let's just call it what it is, okay?
Okay.
Let's call it what it is here.
Okay.
How many stories have you read? You went to a predominantly white school, am I correct, right?
Absolutely, 100% white.
You had one suspect colored friend? Two?
We had 2 biracial people at my school, so
Okay.
technically we had one person
You
of
had
color.
one person. You put the 2 of them
Yeah,
together.
of
That's
the
good math.
400
That's
people.
real good, man.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you this, right? Who were the meanest people in that school?
The bros, all the white guys.
All of them. And where do you believe most of them are at right now? Like, what positions are they in
A lot
right
of them
now?
still live in that little town. But,
Oh, okay.
But you're like, they run that town, though. Yes?
They probably, management level and
Well,
hiring and
yeah.
run the local Husqvarna dealership.
I'm trying to think of a couple specifically. Yeah.
Yeah. But
Pretty much high school was the glory days.
that was the glory days.
Yeah.
So, but nevertheless, it's white guys. These guys have this power. And they love to right now say that they don't. And they like, what is white privilege? What? Man, this is what white privilege looks like, fam. Because here's the thing. Harvey Weinstein hasn't sat before anybody yet. And this stuff has been out here for how long?
A week.
No. I'm talking, this has been out here for years.
Oh, yes,
right?
yes, it's for years.
Bill Cosby has had how much taken from him?
Oh, so much.
How much
So
has Bill
much.
Cosby had taken from him?
So much.
And let's, again, this guy has had some comments of underage girls. It's a lot of
it's a lot.
sordid details here.
Yes.
Right? And we're talking, he's been removed from the academy.
And he's been ousted from his company,
He's
but
been
he's lost
ousted
no
from-
stakes. He's
You-
lost no
come
royalties,
on.
income. They pulled Cosby's off TV, his episodes off TV.
Come
so
on,
I mean, his
Y'all-
wife left him, but
Yeah.
he
but
can get another one.
Oh,
I mean,
easily. OJ gonna get another chick. As soon as OJ get out, OJ got another chick on deck.
OJ's out.
OJ hit the strip. OJ gonna have a chick on deck. That NFL pension is gonna be popping. He gonna be in the clubs. He gonna be looking for all the white women's.
Because he's still anyway.
Still OJ, baby.
He's still OJ. He's still OJ.
Okay.
What
Producer is
was,
giving
what
us-
was that signal she just gave us? It was straight off.
I
the
thought she said, "Do you want a Kit Kat?"
I thought we were gonna go ride motorcycles.
I thought she was wringing out a dirty rag.
You got us some dirty rags. Your dirty rags.
She's like, stop it up.
I'm gonna wrench y'all up real quick. I need a good wrench, and we got a signal from the producer. It was like, and I was like, what kind of sexual? It was like, you over here subscribing to the culture.
That's funny.
Race culture.
Stop.
Sunday edition.
We really got to stop being rapey.
Can you please go to commercial? I'm not touching this.
Let's go to, I don't even know where we are. Let's just go to commercial. We'll be right back. What is happening right here?
Huh?
What's happening here on this casting couch? Is this a casting couch? What's happening?
You want to be somebody, baby?
Oh, I was gonna be the bad guy.
Oh, you are. Oh,
yeah,
yes, that's good.
Put out or get out, sweetheart.
Okay, how do you want it?
I can't say that on air.
Okay.
Like, let me note that. It's like, don't let these two do this topic ever again. We are back. We're going to wrap up the Sunday edition. It seems like the conclusion for today is there is power in white women coming forward and really dismantling this system. That if it's white men at the top that are really perpetuating this and they have the power here, then really those who are considered to be of value, their word to be of value, which according to today's discussion will be highly attractive, powerful white women, that if they come forward, they will be instrumental in dismantling this entire culture of rape culture.
Within the Hollywood structure.
Within the Hollywood structure.
Within the Hollywood structure. Because I think that, we didn't really touch on, like Heather said, you said it, that it happens everywhere in every industry, you know, and I definitely want to say this, that black men, we have to hold ourselves accountable. Like I personally, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, I don't know men who behave that way. I don't know men who subscribe that way. I don't know men who street harass. I don't know that stuff. You told me a private story that I was blown. You know.
Yes. It was recently, my daughter and I, my daughter is like 16, and we were in the car. It was dark. We were just at a stoplight. We're literally a block or two from the house, and some guy pulls up in a truck, and so he's sitting up while we're kind of down, and he's like, and it's funny, he goes, "Hey, big eyes," and I'm like, wait, is he talking to me? How does he even see I have big eyes? Like, it's dark. I think I have my glasses on even, and my daughter, this is what got me. She goes, "Mom, don't look up. Just look down, right? Because if you avoid eye contact, then maybe the altercation will just stop, But of course he did not. He rolls up even, up some more, and then says, hey, you got a man? And I was like, yes, I do. And then he says, please pardon my French, Mom, if you're watching. He goes, well, fuck you too then, bitch. And rolls off. Listen, I need y'all to understand, it was not like a laugh, ha ha ha. It was mean spirited. It was, well, you too then, bitch, and rolled through the...
I don't want you anyway. You're fat.
Then
get away. You're the one coming for me. Yeah. No.
Guys really do that?
Absolutely.
And if you don't sleep with somebody, you're a whore.
Wait, hold on.
I don't understand how that works.
How are you a whore if you say no? Like, if you say yes, that's... But then, can't slut shame.
You can't.
There's no slut shame.
Exactly.
It's too much.
I don't know how that works. I don't know where it is in the rule book. I was not given an updated draft.
Okay.
So
okay. No PDF.
These are. I did not get any notations or anything like that.
Okay. Well, I just want to say for that, like, was this guy black?
This guy was black.
Yeah. Like, guys, we not just do better. Just stop it. Just stop it. Like, if somebody says no, listen. I grew up in an era where Dwayne Wayne saved Freddie Brooks from his friend. He heard his conversation and he was concerned. And he knew, like, Freddie, I don't think he's a good guy. Freddie didn't listen. And he went the extra step to go find where their date was taking place. He saw him getting handsy with her, and Dwayne saved his friend. He wasn't sleeping with Freddie. He wasn't trying to. And I know that this is fictional, but guys, we have to step up. We have to go above and beyond. We can't just concern ourselves with our mothers, our sisters, our cousins, our nieces. We have to care about everybody, especially our women, especially our friends, and the people that you see something is happening. You have to stand up, speak out, and stop it. You have the power. Stop it.
That's very true. There's been times I've been getting street harassed by one gentleman, and another gentleman will just come and just kind of intercept, even if he doesn't say anything. Maybe he just approaches, because he can see that it's getting a little tense.
Wow.
Or maybe they'll go up to the guy and be like, hey, man, come on.
Yeah, good for
That
Chill out, yeah.
is very needed. You know,
Yeah.
like there's a difference between a guy being cordial on the street and a guy just being completely just outrageous. There are still men who you're walking down the street, they'll tip their hat.
Oh, that's sweet.
They'll acknowledge.
You get hat tippers?
I love
Sometimes,
hat
yeah.
tippers, you know, or they'll move, you know, so that you have more of the sidewalk. They'll
Yeah.
say hello, or they'll just nod,
Yeah.
or they'll just say, you know, good day or something like that, and
Yeah.
maybe even try to strike up a conversation. Totally fine.
Yeah, I'd get as small as I can. I don't want no woman thinking I'm trying to talk to her. I don't want nobody macing me. I don't want nobody blowing into their rape whistle. I don't want no heat.
Have you ever had one pull the switcheroo where you think they're really sweet and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, you should have stopped?
Yeah,
They
they try
actually-
to start off nice. They try.
In
Make it
traffic one time, a man like motioned for me to roll my window down. I'm like, what the hell? So I did. He's some old man, and
Oh, they're safe. Old man strength.
he was like, why aren't you smiling? I'm like, this is just my face. I have RBF. This is just my face. He was like, you should smile more. You want to go get a drink? No. Thank you.
Nobody said that. Nobody
They did,
said,
I
"You should smile
promise
more."
you.
Hey, baby, would you like some penis? Vintage 1965.
No,
penis.
this was like vintage 1942.
Oh,
I'm telling
He
you.
gonna get you wormed, girl. That penis gonna get you wormed. You better not do that.
You know, I feel like it is. You see something, you say something. Particularly if it's people, you know, your loved ones. You see something. I like that story you gave about the show. Why is my brain
Different
a different world?
How did you?
different strokes? Like what?
Come on, wrap this up, man.
Okay.
Black Card Committee, cancel her.
Can
black card.
we get another wrench out?
Can we get her on her blackness?
Can we?
I'm done.
Can we
I'm
wrench
done.
that out?
Thank y'all for watching. As always, we love our Sunday edition viewers. You guys make this such a high-rated show, so we thank you. We love you for your support. Share this with a friend. Share it on your Twitter. Share it on Facebook. Like us on YouTube. Please do all of that. Thank you to our guests, The Revolution and Heather,
Thank
for
you.
great conversation. And we will see you guys next time.